So hello my dear students. So welcome back to our channel Maths for All. This is Sudhakar Reddy. So from tomorrow onwards, JEE examinations are going to be start. Okay, so tomorrow September 1st. Okay, from tomorrow onwards, so NTA conducting the examinations for NEET aspirants second phase. So for that, so let us see which chapters are very important chapters, which chapters we have to concentrate more. So let us see, it's very important. So sequences series, the first chapter, sequences series. So from sequences series, in each and every session you may ask one or two questions, very important. AP, GP, HP, so very important. So once revise all the concepts of sequences series, insertion of AMs, insertion of GMs, insertion of harmonic means between two numbers, all the concepts. So let revise all the concepts of sequences series. So it's very important and very easy also. The second one is mathematical reasoning. It's a very simple chapter, very simple chapter. So more than 15 minutes are enough to revise all the topics of mathematical reasoning. So from mathematical reasoning, definitely is asking one question. It is very easy. So don't skip the concepts of mathematical reasoning. Once revise all the concepts, conjunction, disjunction, negation, contrapositive. Okay, so revise all the concepts of mathematical reasoning. And this is also very important chapter, relation, and it is a very easy chapter. From relations, you must one question from in each and every session, one question in each and every session. Relation, symmetric relation, symmetric, reflexive, symmetric, transitive, equivalence. These four are enough: reflexive, symmetric, transitive, and equivalence relation. So revise all the concepts of relations. And the next important chapter is 3D geometry. From 3D geometry, in each and every session, you may ask one or two questions. So revise all the concepts of 3D geometry. Once revise my videos. So 3D geometry. Okay, I done 2 videos on 3D geometry. Once revise. So all the models are covered on those videos. Okay, so 3D geometry. From 3D geometry is asking one or two questions, very important. So after that, matrices and determinants. From matrices and determinants also, in each and every session is asking two questions. Two questions. One question is from matrices and the other question is from determinants. From determinants especially is asking the questions based on consistent and inconsistent method and rank. So revise the concepts of consistent and inconsistent and rank of the matrix. So don't forget, matrices and determinants, a very important chapter. After that, come to the 2D geometry. So most concentrate on straight lines and circles. In 2D geometry. First complete straight lines concepts and circle concept. Straight lines and circles. From straight lines and circles, combined he is asking two or three questions. Very important. Straight lines and circles. Revise all the concepts of straight lines and circles. So especially in straight lines, parametric equations, normal form, symmetric form. So revise the concepts of normal form, symmetric form, parametric form. It's very important. And circles, revise all the concepts of circles once. Read the concepts and formulas, and there is a conic section: parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. So in parabola and hyperbola, read the basics and learn the tangency conditions of all. Tangency condition. What is the tangency condition of parabola? Y equal to mx plus a by m. Tangency condition of ellipse is square equal to a square m square plus b square. Tangency condition for normal, like this. Revise the tangency conditions. Revise the concepts based on tangent and normals, especially in parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. And after that, come to the calculus. So from limits and continuity, definitely he is asking one question. After the differentiation, if you observe the 2021 session, in January session, from differentiation, there is one question in each and every session. So don't neglect differentiation chapter. It is very easy to answer. So from differentiation in January 2020 session, he was asking one question from differentiation. Simple questions. So don't forget to do the differentiation important models. After that, applications of differentiation. In application of differentiation, a lot of chapters are there. Rate measure, increasing, decreasing functions, mean value theorems, maxima, minima, and tangents and normals. So If you don't want to learn all those concepts, all those chapters, just revise the concepts of tangents and normals. He may ask one question from tangents and normals. Just revise, don't neglect. Just revise the concepts of tangents and normals. What is the equation of tangent? What is the equation of normal? Length of tangent, length of normal, length of subtangent, length of subnormal. Revise all the concepts of tangents and normals. And come to the second year calculus. He is asking very simple question from indefinite integration, that is problems based on substitution method. So revise the concepts, revise the problems based on substitution method in indefinite integration. Don't revise all the models. Revise the problems based on substitution only, or revise the problems based on reduction formulae. From definite integration, revise the problems based on Leibniz rule, step function, modulus function, periodic properties. So these models are very, very important. From definite integration, revise the models of Leibniz rule, step function, mod function, and periodic function. This is about definite integration. After that, areas. So revise the basic concept, especially inequality problems, x square plus y square less than or equal to 1, x plus y less than or equal to 1. So revise the concepts, revise the problems based on especially inequality models from areas. After the differential equations, so revise the problems based on variable separable methods and linear differential equations. Revise these two models. So I'm saying for those people who don't have time, revise all these topics thoroughly. Definitely you will get good marks in mathematics. All the best to all of you. So now in this video, I'm going to discuss questions asked by some of the students in the grand test conducted by some prestigious institutions. So these are the questions asked by some of the students from grand tests conducted by some prestigious institutions. So let us discuss some questions in this video. Okay, so this is the first question. Let us see. In a box, there are 20 cards. Out of which 10 are labeled as A, and remaining are labeled as B. Remaining 10 are labeled as B. So how many cards are there? 20 cards are there. Total 20 cards are there. 10 cards are labeled as A. 10 cards are labeled as A, and 10 cards are labeled as B. 10 cards are labeled as B. Acha. So cards are drawn at random, one after another. So if you draw one card, what is the probability that A card? What is the probability to get A card? So 20 cards are there. Out of 20 cards, A labeled cards are 10 and B labeled cards are 10. So if you draw one card, what is the probability to get card A? That is 10 by 20. So probability of getting A labeled card is 1 by 2. In a similar way, probability of getting B label card is also 1 by 2 because both are equal. Acha. So probability of getting A card is equal to probability of getting B card is equal to 1 by 2 because A cards are 10, B cards are also 10. Total number of cards 20. Acha. So what he is asking, cards are drawn at random, one after another, with replacement until a second A card is obtained. This is very important. A second A card is obtained. Cards are drawing until a second A card is obtained. That means if the first card is A and the second card is also A, then you have to stop to drawing the card. Suppose if the first card is A, second card is B, and the third card is A, so second A card is obtained. So stop drawing the card. Suppose if the first card is B, second card is B, third card is B, fourth card is B, fifth card is A, and sixth card is A. Stop drawing the card. So cards are drawing until a second A card is obtained. Achha. So now what is the probability, sir? The probability that the second A card appears before third B card is. Second A card appears before third card is. So the required probability is like this. So required probability. Required probability. The first chord is A and the second chord is also A. First chord A, second chord A. So second A chord is obtained now. Stop drawing the chord. R. The first chord is A, second chord is B. The first chord is A, second chord is B, and the third chord is A. So second A chord is drawing. So stop drawing the chords. R. The first chord is B, second chord is A, third chord is A. The first chord is B, second chord is A, third chord is A. So second chord is A chord. R. The first chord is A, second chord is B, third chord is A. That case was already completed. The first chord is A, second chord is B, third chord is B, fourth chord is A. So second A chord is obtained. Stop drawing the chord. R. First chord is B, second chord is A, next chord is B, next chord is A. So second A chord is drawn. R. A B B A B A B A. First chord is B, second chord is B, next chord is A, next chord is A, next chord is A. So what he is asking, like the probability that the second A chord is appears. Yes, second A chord is appears, no? Before third B chord, there is no B chord here. Acha. So the probability of the second A chord obtained, second A chord appears. Here the second A chord appears before the third B chord. Here only one B chord is there. So before the third B chord, second A chord appears. Here before the third B chord, second A chord appears. Here before the third B chord, so only two B chords are appears. Before the third B chord, second A chord appears. Before the third B chord, second A chord appears. Before the third B chord, second A chord appears. So in all the cases here, there is no B chord. In these two cases, there is only one B chord. In these three cases, there is only two B chords. There are no other cases. Second A chord obtains before the third B chord appears. So if you proceed, next third B chord appears. So that cases are not required here. So what is the probability to get A chord? 1 by 2, 1 by 2. This is 1 by 4. Probability of getting A chord 1 by 2. B chord is also 1 by 2. A chord is also 1 by 2. It is 1 by 8. That is 1 by 8. Is 1 by 16. This is 1 by 16. That is also 1 by 16. So 1 by 4. This is 2 by 8 is nothing but 1 by 4. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. Plus 1 by 16 plus 1 by 16 with 3 by 16. Here the LCM is 16. Here 8 plus 3 it is 11. So 11 by 16 is the answer for this question. This is the way to approach this type of question. Okay. So the next question is like this. The length of the perpendicular from the origin. So this question is from tangents and normals, applications of derivatives. The length of the perpendicular from the origin on the normal to the curve. What is the curve? He has given curve x square plus 2xy minus 3y square equals to 0. So to obtain the slope of tangent, when a curve is given, to obtain the slope of tangent, differentiate the given curve with respect to x, and from that how to find out dy by dx. So differentiate with respect to x. So the derivative of x square is 2x plus 2 into this xy means x into y. For that you have to apply product rule. So x into the derivative of y is dy by dx plus y into the derivative of x is 1 minus 3 into the derivative of y square is 2y into dy by dx is equals to 0. So cancel 2 from each and every term. So write the remaining terms. X plus x into dy by dx plus y is equals minus 3y into dy by dx is equals to 0. So the terms which does not contain the dy by dx is x plus y. And now take these two terms to that side. It is plus term and it is minus term. So 3y minus x. So 3y minus x into dy by dx. So from this, the value of dy by dx is equal to, the value of dy by dx is equal to, sorry, x plus y by 3y minus x. X plus y by 3y minus x. So this is not the slope, of course. So what he has given, on the normal to the curve at the point 2 comma 2, at the point 2 comma, definitely the point 2 comma 2 must lie on the curve. So at, it's very important here, the article set is very important. So now dy by dx at 2 comma 2, at 2 comma 2, that means substitute 2 in the place of x as well as y. This is 4 by 6 minus 2, 4 by 4 1. So this is nothing but m. This is nothing but m. So this is the way to find out the slope of the tangent when the curve and the point is given. I think everybody knows. So now find out equation of normal. Equation of normal. Simple formula. The formula of equation of normal is y minus y1 equal to minus 1 by m into x minus x1. That is the equation of normal. So y minus, what is the point? Is the point x1 y1. So y minus 2 is equal to, here m is 1. We are going to find out the equation of normal. It is minus 1 into x minus 2. So y minus 2 equal to, open the brackets, minus x plus 2. So take all the terms to one side. So x plus y is equals to 4. X plus y is equals to 4. This is the equation of normal to this particular curve at the particular point 2 comma 2. But he is not asking the equation of normal, he is asking the length of perpendicular from origin. So this line is of the form ax plus by equals to c. What is the formula to find out the length of perpendicular from origin? Mod c by root of a square plus b square. So required answer mod c, it is modulus of 4 by root of a square plus b square, 1 square plus 1 square. It is 4 by root 2, that is 2 root 2 is the answer for this question. The final answer for this question is 2 root 2. So in this question we learn about the equation of normal, how to find out the equation of normal, how to find the slope of a particular tangent when the curve and the point is given. Like this we can find out the slope of tangent, we can find out the equation of normal. What is the equation of tangent? Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Right, this is, let's go for the next question. So this is the next question. What is the question is given? Cos inverse x minus cos inverse of y by 2 is equal to theta. Here he has got some conditions, minus 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, and minus 2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 2, and x less than or equal to y by 2. Then for all x comma y is asking some result. This is important model. So cos inverse x minus cos inverse y equal to theta. Let us say this is equation number 1. So let cos inverse x is equal to a. Cos inverse x is equal to a. From this, x is equal to cos a. Cos a. I can write like this. Cos inverse x equal to a. From this, x is equal to cos a. I can write x is equal to cos a when the value of x lies in the domain of cos inverse. What is the domain of cos inverse? Closed interval of minus 1 to 1. So I can write cos inverse, if cos inverse x is equal to a, then x is equal to cos a. I can write only when the value of x lies in between minus 1 and plus 1. Clearly is given that minus 1 less than or equal to 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1. And let us say cos inverse of y by 2 is equal to b. Cos inverse of y by 2 is equals to b. When I can write y by 2 equal to cos b, when the value of y by 2 should lies in between minus 1 and plus 1. So minus 1 less than or equal to y by 2 less than or equal to 1, so that minus 2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 2. That condition also is given. So that's why clearly I can write y by 2 is equal to cos b. Y by 2 is equal to cos b. So squaring on both sides, x square equal to cos square a. X square equal to cos square a. So x square equal to cos square a can be written as 1 minus sin square a. So from this sin square a equal to 1 minus x square. So square root of 1 minus x square is equal to sin a. Square root of 1 minus x square equal to sin a. In a similar way, square root of 1 minus y square by 4, that is square root of 4 minus y square by 2 is equal to sin b. Because sin b is equal to square root of 1 minus y by 2 whole square root of 1 minus y square by 4. This 4 minus y square by 2 is the value of sin b. Achha. So now equation 1 becomes, so cos inverse x is nothing but a minus cos inverse y by 2 is nothing but b. So a minus b is equals to theta. A minus b is equals to theta. So for this equation I am going to apply cos on both sides. That is cos of a minus b is equal to cos of a minus b is equal to cos theta. Just write down the formula of cos of a minus b. That is cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. Cos a cos b plus sin a sin b is equal to cos theta is equal to cos theta, where cos a is nothing but x, cos b is nothing but y by 2. So xy by 2 plus sin a is nothing but square root of 1 minus x square, and sin b is nothing but square root of 4 minus y square by 2. So we can write whole by 2 is equal to cos theta. Is equal to cos theta. What is LCM on LHS 2? So the LHS becomes now square root of 1 minus x square plus square root of 4 minus y square is equals to, take this 2 to that side, 2 cos theta, and this take this plus xy to that side, it is minus xy. It is minus xy. Now squaring on both sides, so LHS becomes LHS is into now squaring on both sides, it is 1 minus x square into 4 minus y square. 1 minus x square into 4 minus y square is equal to RHS becomes a minus b whole square. If expand, what will happen? 4 cos square theta plus x square y square minus 4xy cos theta minus 4xy cos theta. Minus 4xy cos theta. What he is asking? 4x square minus 4xy cos theta. Chacha. So just open the bracket here. 4 that is 4 minus y square minus 4x square plus x square y square. Just multiplication, ordinary multiplication. 1 into 4 is 4 minus y square minus 4x square plus x square y square is equal to 4 cos square theta plus x square y square minus 4xy cos theta minus 4xy cos theta. Here x square y square gets cancels. So what he is asking, so 4x square, take this minus 4x square to RHS, it is plus 4x square after that minus 4xy cos theta. Here it is minus 4xy cos theta and plus y square, take this minus y square to that side, it is plus y square is equal to here 4 cos square theta is there, no? Take this 4 cos square to the side, here also 4 is there, 4 minus 4 cos square theta, it is 4 into 1 minus cos square theta, it is 4 sin square theta. Here the answer for this question is 4x square minus 4xy cos theta plus y square is asking. He is asking the value of 4x square minus 4xy cos theta plus y square. So the value of 4x square minus 4xy cos theta plus y square is 4 sin square theta. Here the answer for this question is 4 sin square theta. So like this we can approach this type of questions. We go for the next question. So here it is the next question. The question is important model. Very good question it is. Number of solutions of the equation. What is the equation? Mod cot x is equal to cot x plus 1 by sin x. So as you all know the definition of mod x equal to plus x if x greater than 0, mod x equal to minus x if x less than 0. So here I should take two cases. Case 1, if cot x greater than 0. If cot x greater than 0. If cot x greater than 0, then modulus of cot x becomes plus cot x. Achha. So plus cot x is equal to cot x plus 1 by sin x. Cot x plus 1 by sin x. Achha. Here cot x gets cancelled, so that 1 by sin x is equal to 0. 1 by sin x is equals to 0. So 1 by sin x means cosecant x. Cosecant x is equal to 0. Is the value of cosecant x 0? What is the range of cosecant x? The range of cosecant x is minus infinity to minus 1 union 1 to infinity. The value of cosecant x does not lie between minus 1 and plus 1, including minus 1, I mean excluding minus 1 and plus 1. The value of cosecant x does not lie between minus 1 and plus 1. So the value of cosecant x never be equal to 0. So this is not hold. This is not correct. So mod cot x greater than 0 case is not there. So now let us take the second case. If cot x less than 0, if cot x less than 0. When mod x less than 0, so when x less than 0, mod x becomes minus x. So when cot x less than 0, modulus of cot x becomes minus cot x. So it is minus cot x is equal to cot x plus 1 by sin x is equal to cot x plus 1 by sin x. So now take this minus cot x to that side. So it will be 2 cot x. So plus 2 cot x. Here I am going to write like this. Cot x can be written as cos x by sin x. 2 cot x is nothing but 2 cos x by sin x. There already 1 by sin x is there. So 1 by sin x is equals to 0. Now take the LCM. It is 2 cos x plus 1. 2 cos x plus 1 by sin x is equals to 0. Is equals to 0. From this 2 cos x plus 1, I mean 2 cos x is equal to minus 1, and it's very important, sin x not equals to 0. Sin x not equals to 0 because sin x is in the denominator. If sin x is equals to 0, this not defines. So sin x should not be 0. So cos x is equals to minus 1 by 2. So cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2. See, in this question, he is not asking about the general solution. He is not asking about the general solution. He is asking the values which lies in between 0 to 2 pi. So cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2. So cos x is negative. Cos x is negative. So cos x is negative in third and second quadrant as well. So cos x is equals to pi minus pi by 3, it is 2 pi by 3. Pi plus pi by 3, it is 4 pi by 3. So how many solutions are there? How many solutions are there? How many solutions are there? 2 solutions are there. No, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's a blunder. The first test may be 2 solutions, but it is wrong. It is wrong. So why? Because you must consider this case. Cot x greater than, when cot x less than 0, this equation you got. Okay. So when cot x less than 0, then x belongs to either second quadrant or fourth quadrant. So here cot x less than 0 and cos x is also less than 0. Say cot x less than 0, cos x is also less than 0. Cot x and cos x are negative in one and only one quadrant, that is second quadrant. In second quadrant only cot x and cos x negative. So here the solution is only 2 pi by 3 but not 4 pi by 3. Why? Because 4 pi by 3 belongs to third quadrant. In third quadrant, cot positive. So we cannot take 4 pi by 3 as a solution because cot x less than. So very important here. So the one and only one solution between 0 to 2 pi which satisfies the given condition is x is equal to 2 pi by 3. So the number of solutions are only 2 pi by 3. So the number of solutions one only. It's very important model. Okay, so let's go for the next question. So the next question is like this. He's asking the sum of the series. He has given the series. He is asking the sum. Here, this step denotes the greatest integer less than or equals to x. This is the step function. This is the step function. Achha. So the solution. This is, see this step of minus 1 by 3 plus 0 by 100. So of course minus 0 by 100. Step of minus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 100 plus step of minus 1 by 3 minus 2 by 100 plus and so on step of minus 1 by 3. So minus 1 by 3 means 0.33333 and so on. Minus 66 by 100 minus 66 by 100. 66 by 100 means 0.66. 66 by 100 means 0.66. This minus 0.333. If we add, we'll get 0.999. 0.99 minus. So minus 0.1 value, it is minus 1. Minus 0.2, minus 1. Minus 0.3, minus 1. Step off, of course. Step off minus 0.1. step of minus 0.2, step of minus 0.3, step of minus 0.4, and so on, step of minus 0.9999. In all those cases, the value of step is minus 1. The value of step is minus 1. So what will happen if you proceed? So minus 1 by 3, minus 67 by 100. Minus 67 by 100. The next term is like this, no? Minus 67 by 100. So this is minus 0.333 and minus 0.67. So it is minus 1 point something. It is minus 1 point, very less well, it is minus 1 point something. Minus 1.001 like this. Plus, so minus 1 by 3, minus 68 by 100. Minus 68 by 100 and so on, plus minus 1 by 3, minus 99 by 100. Simple logic question. Simple logic question. So what is the value of this one? Minus 0.33. This is minus 1. So minus 0.33 minus 0.01. So this is the value lies in between minus 1 and 0. Minus 1 and 0. This is the value of this value is also lies in between minus 1 and 0. So this is minus 0.33. This is minus 0.66. It is minus 9.9, minus 0.999. So from this bracket to from this term to this term, each and every step is equal to minus 1. Each and every step is equal to minus 1. So how many terms are there? How many terms are there? So it starts with 1, ends with 66 and this one. So total start with 1, ends with 66. From here to here, 66 terms are there, and this is another 167. So each and every term value is equal to minus 1. So how many minus 1s are there? 67. So that is minus 67, minus 67. So now from here to minus 0.33, the minus 6 points, minus 0.67, it is minus 1 point something. This is also minus 1 point something. Next value is also minus 1 point something, and this is also minus 1 point something. Step of minus 1.1, step of minus 1.2, step of minus 1.3, all those values equal to minus 2. There's a plus, is minus 2. That's minus 2 is minus 2. Minus 2 repeats how many times? There is from 67 to 99. 67, 68, 69, 94. And 91 to 99. 91 to 99. It is 30. It is 30. So 33. Total 30. 91 to 99 is 29. 29 plus 4, 33. So minus 2 into 33 terms. Minus 2 into 33. So this minus 67 minus 66. Minus 67 minus 66, that is minus 133 is the answer for this question. Simple logic question. Simple logic question. The value of step x is minus 1. If the value of x lies in between minus 1 to 0, the value of step x is minus 2. If the value of x lies in between minus 2 and 1. Okay, this is the answer. What is the answer for this question? Minus 133 is the answer for this question. Okay. So let's go for the next question. So this is the next question. If the product of real roots of the equation, somewhat different question in quadratic equation, x plus 1 whole to the power of 4 plus x plus 3 whole to the power of 4 is equals to 8. The product of real roots of the equation, x plus 1 whole to the power of 4 plus x plus 3 whole to the power of 4 is equal to 8 is a minus 2 root b. Then he is asking the value of a plus b. It's a somewhat different question. Listen carefully. So given equation, x plus 1 whole to the power of 4 plus x plus 3 whole to the power of 4 is equal to 8. Is equal to 8. Achha. So for this question, so you have to approach like this. First of all, take the average of x plus 1 and x plus 3. The average of x plus 1 and x plus 3 is nothing but x plus 2. X plus 1 plus x plus 3 by 2. 2x plus 4 by 2, it is x plus 2. So you have to take the average of these two terms. So what is the average of x plus 1 and x plus 3? X plus 2. So let y is equal to x plus 2. So you have to take the average of these two terms as y. Let y equal to x plus 2. So then what is x plus 1? What is x plus 1? X plus 1 is equal to y minus 1. So let us say this is equation number 1. So now equation 1 implies, so x plus 1 is nothing but y minus 1. This is y minus 1 whole to the power of 4 plus What is x plus 3? X plus 3 is nothing but y plus 1. So y plus 1 whole to the power of 4 is equals to 8. Is equals to 8. Acha. So now y minus 1 whole to the power of 4 can be written as y minus 1 whole square whole square. So just expand y minus 1 whole square. So y square plus 1 minus 2y. This is y minus 1 whole square. This whole square. Isn't it? Y minus 1 whole power 4 can be written as y minus 1 whole square plus. And this is also y square plus 1 plus 2y whole square. That should be equal to 8. That should be equal to 8. Now, let us assume this as a and this as b. This is of the form a minus b whole square, a minus b whole square. Same again, this is a and this is b. This is a plus b whole square. This is a minus b whole square, a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square plus a plus b whole square. A minus b whole square plus a plus b whole square formula twice a square plus b square, 2 of a square plus b square. So twice a square. A square means it is y square plus 1 whole square, a square plus b square. B square means 2y whole square. This is the form. See, a minus b whole square plus a plus b whole square. A minus b whole square plus a plus b whole square formula twice a square. So a means y plus a square plus 1 whole square plus b square. B means 2y whole square. That should be equal to 8. That should be equal to 8. Cancel this 2 in 4, 8 4 times. Achha. Just expand again. So y power 4 plus 1 plus 2y square, a plus b whole square, expand y power 4 plus 1 plus 2y square plus this is 4y square, 2y whole square. That should be equal to 4. That should be equal to 4. So now take all the terms to one side. Y to the power of 4 plus 6y square. Take this plus 4 to the side, minus 3 because 1 minus 4 equal to 3, minus 3. So y power 4 plus 6y square minus 3 equals to 0. Now it is a quadratic equation in terms of y square. It is a quadratic equation in terms of y square. Now calculate the y square formula, y square value by using the formula minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So therefore y square equal to minus b, this minus 6 plus or minus square root of b square means 6 whole square, that is 6, b square minus 4ac. A means 1, c means minus 3. So 4ac it is plus 12 by 2a. 2a means 2 into here a means 1. A means 1. So therefore so y square is equal to minus 6 plus or minus, so 36 plus 12 is 48. 48 means 4 root 3 by 2. Cancel 2. So y square equal to minus 3 plus or minus, so 2 root 3. Minus 3 plus or minus 2 root 3. Minus 6 plus or minus 2 root 3. So here y square. So this is always positive. So that means should not take the negative sign here. So minus 3 plus 2 root 3. Root 3 means 1.732. So 2 into 1.732 means 3.4 something. So minus 3 plus 3.4 is positive. If you take negative sign, minus 3 minus 2 root 3 is completely negative. So y square value cannot be negative. So here we cannot take the negative sign. So therefore y square is equal to minus 3 plus 2 root 3 only you have to take. Minus 3 plus 2 root 3. That is the value of y square. But what is y? X plus 2. So therefore x plus 2 whole square is equal to minus 3 plus 2 root 3. Y value is x plus 2 whole square is equal to, just expand x square plus 4x plus 4 a plus b whole square, x square plus 4x plus 4 is equal to minus 3 plus 2 root 3. So write it in an order, x square plus 4x. So take this term to the side. If you take minus 3 to the side, plus 3 is 7. Plus 7. Now take this plus 2 root to the side. It will be minus 2 root 3. Minus 2 root 3. That should be equal to 0. That should be equal to 0. So now it is of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So if you simplify this equation, finally you got this equation, x square plus 4x plus 7 minus 4 root 3 is equal to 0. So it is a quadratic equation. What he is asking, the product of real roots. So the product of roots he is asking. So product of roots formula c by a. Here c means 7 minus 2 root 3 by a means 1. So that is the product of roots finally. What is the product of roots? 7 minus 2 root 3. What is the product of he has given? Product of roots he has given a minus 2 root b. You got 7 minus 2 root 3, he has given a minus 2 root b. 7 minus 2 root 3, a minus 2 root b. So therefore a is equal to 7. A is equal to 7 and B is equal to 3. B is equal to 3. So A plus B is equal to 10. This is the way of approach this type of question. Okay, that's right. So there are more than 7 videos, 10 videos are there based on JEE Mains 2020. So please watch all those videos. So it will be more helpful to you to get good marks in mathematics in JEE Mains 2020 phase 2. Okay, so all the best to all the JEE aspirants. So write well, all the best to all of you. So we'll meet the next video.